Well, this kind of information really hurts. I mean, when you see that our government is so big, it can solve so many problems, and it has so much money, but it can't give it out to the people who need it. It's sitting there. It's passed by law to give you money to solve your problem, and they can't get out of the way to get you the money. And that's rental assistance. Look at the rental grant money. They passed a law over $46 billion. And so many places around the country, they only spent 10% of the money. And in a week, July 31st is the end of the where they could evict you. So the moratorium on eviction is over then. So next week, we're going to have, it's like 11 million people who are behind in their rent could be evicted next week. 11 million, man, that's a lot here. 11 million Americans, 60% of all renters are still behind in their rent payments. Wow. And we have rent payments. Now, if you want to know about the rent program, here's where to go. And even if you find it, they may be so screwed up, like they are in a lot of cities, that they can't get out of their own way to get the money out. It's all kinds of issues. Why? It's probably everybody's going over there, over here. That's what big bureaucracies are like that. They can't get out of their own way, and nobody has responsibility. And that's too bad, because 11 million people are hurting. And to face, you and your family or whatever. But here's a story that really hit me, is down in Georgia. This woman here with this single mom, 2 teenage kids, and DeKalb County only gave out 10% of the money they have. They've had this for 6 months, 8 months or whatever, and they only gave out 10% of it. Wow. And so they have 1 week to give out 90%. They're not going to do that. So what's going to happen to that money? I don't know. There's laws involved. Everybody has to figure that out. Meanwhile, this poor woman face eviction. And landlords want to evict because rents are going up and everything, and you're in a lower rent from something a year or two ago. They'd love to get rid of you so they can get more rent, right? And they're getting hurt too, because they can have it. So you have, the government has the money to give to the person who's behind in the rent, to give to the landlord who needs the money, because they have mortgages too. They have to pay. So it's my dad used to say that, his father started the recession. Why? How? Because he went to the shoemaker, got a shoe fixed, but couldn't pay, so he couldn't pay the shoemaker, and the shoemaker couldn't pay the baker who we got bread from, so that started the whole recession. That's old man jokes or whatever. But this is hurtful, and it's going to hurt a lot of people. I guess we're going to be more resilient. That's nice to know. But here's how to start finding this stuff. Okay. First place you go is the NLIHC. That's the National Low Income Housing Coalition.org. And you look for rental assistance. Okay. National Low Income Housing Association. They're state and local rent. And there's a wonderful list, because it has all the programs, because some states run it the county, some states run it the state, some states run it the nonprofit, or whatever. So they're all listed here. And it says whether they're accepting applications or not. So that's really cool to me. So you have that whole listing. You don't need me. You don't need anybody else to help you do it. Just go there and bang away at them. Okay. Now here, if you're worried about being evicted, here's a free legal help. And do this anyway, because this may be coming up, an eviction, if it's not this week, next week, or whenever, just so you know your options, because otherwise the landlord knows. He found out the laws and found out how to use the laws to his advantage. Now what you have to fight their game. You don't bring a slingshot to a bazooka fight. So you got to get a lawyer. And these are free lawyers. You go to justshelter.org and you look for community resources. Justshelter.org, community resources. And I'll put these links in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. So that's how to get free legal help. And there's all kinds of Legal help. Look, this is for Colorado. These are all the people available for free legal help in Colorado. So you call them up. I call them up for friends that were in trouble and worried about it. And I called 12 offices. 6 of them called me back, and they're all great. Does it work 100%? No, nothing does. I don't either. So that's why you got to play a numbers game. You call and call. And the same way, if you have problems with one of these offices and they don't, you can't get through, or yada, 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 then you complain to your elected official. How do you do that? Okay, you go to commoncause.com. Okay, and when you get there, you put find my representative. And see, when you put in your phone number, you'll get all your representatives. Okay, you don't want to call Joe. He's probably busy today. Kamala, Carmela, whatever. But here's where you start. You start your 2 senators, your elected official, your governor, your lieutenant governor, and then your local elected official, state senator. So it tells you who's state for you put in your address. And so it has your state senators here and your state representative. They're the ones you call too, along with your federal. You just call them all. You got nothing to lose, and that's what they're supposed to do. And they're the only, and you pay them to do it with your vote. Not only your money, so you're paying the bureaucrats, with your money and taxes, to do things right. But that doesn't happen all the time. But the bureaucrats don't really care about you and your money as much as the elected officials care about you and your vote, because you run their paycheck. The bureaucrat's going to get paid no matter what the hell you do or say, but not the elected officials. So that's why they're more inclined to help you and do something, unfortunately, than the bureaucrats. But it doesn't matter. You try all, and be nice. It's easy to be pissed off when you're angry and nothing works right. Come home and kick the dog or the bureaucrat, whoever you want to kick. But you'll get more out of it if you set that back in your mind and try to have fun. Hey, I'm really screwed. I don't know what to do. I've been calling this office for 18 hours or whatever, and nobody, and I'm going to be on the street Tuesday, and I just need help. Can you suggest how to help me? That's all you need. Okay, no magic, no secret, just good old honest help. I need somebody help, and not just anybody. Okay, so all the links are in the description, and start beating on these people. 1 week to go. Well, I got 2 websites that help people find money and help they want to get out of financial trouble or to do the things they always want to do in life: buy a house, start a business, get an education, get out of debt, things like that. And I concentrate for 40 years now, or more probably, on finding free sources of money. These are government grants or nonprofit organizations. So I have 2 services that help people do this. One is called letsgohelp.com. And this is a closed Facebook group, where we help each other. And I do the research. When you ask a question, you can ask me a personal question, and you start a discussion that tell me what you need money for. And I do my research to find you the best possible sources of government programs or nonprofit organizations that will help you solve that financial problem. So that's $20 or $19.95 a month. But if you don't want to join anything, and there's a lot of people like that, I understand. I have another service for only $5.95, and this is where you could download a report of all the sources of money and help in your state for your problem. So if you have a financial problem, paying bills or debt and things like that, for $5.95, you download a report of the name, address, phone number, and video instructions of how to contact these people and how to apply for their money to solve your financial problem with debt or credit card, things like that. Then there's another report for every state on starting a business, a nonprofit, or invention, or working on your crazy idea. And then also how to get a higher paying job. This is job training money, education money, college money, things like that. And what remember, they're just places in your state. That's what That's where the action is. Okay, then there's for healthcare, dental care, prescription drugs, and even pet care. And then there's free consultants in every state, mentoring, consulting, research, legal advice, things like that. And then real estate, you want to buy a house, rent a house, you got to pay your bills for mortgage and rent, things like that. And then about a dozen or 2 dozen places in your state that give you free legal help. So all those reports are available on letsgoreports.com. So that's 2 places. Maybe I can help you there. If not, just watch the videos on YouTube, and that gives you links to go get it yourself. The biggest problem is you have to know it's there. That's what I do, and I've been doing it for 50 years, and I hope I have about 15 more.